Good morning, students. I am from Computer Engineering Department, and today we are going to study about subject of Java programming. The basic concepts which we are going to cover in today's lectures are basics of Java, OOPS concepts and constructors. The outlines and subtopics which we are going to study in today's lectures are definition of Java, Java applications, platforms of Java, different concepts of OOPS which are used in Java, constructors used in Java, and method overview used in Java. So let's start. First of all, what is Java? So Java is a programming language and it is a platform independent. So what do you mean by platform independent? It means write once and runs anywhere. User can write it only one time and it will run by the user at any cost and any system. Java is a high level, robust, object oriented and secure programming language. First of all, by Sun Microsystem in 1995, Java was developed. James Gosling is known as the father of Java. Before Java, its name was Awk. Since Awk was already a registered company, so names Gosling and his team changed the Awk name to Java. Basic example of Java. Class, then class name is simple, public static void main. Public is a access modifier. There are four different access modifiers as public, private, protected and default. Public means user can use it in anywhere in the program. From void main, the program will start. With the help of system.out.println hello Java, the output will print as hello Java. Different applications of Java. According to Sun, 3 billion devices run on Java. There are many devices where Java is currently used. Some of them are listed as below. Desktop applications such as Acrobat Reader, Media Player, Antivirus, etc. Web applications such as irctc.co.in, javatpoint.com, etc. Enterprise applications such as banking applications, mobile, embedded systems, smart card, robotics, games, which are applications of Java which are used in today's generation. Then Java platforms, or you can use proper word as Java additions. There are main four platforms or additions of Java are used in today's generation. Number 1 is Java Standard Edition. Number 2 is Java Enterprise Edition. 3 is Java Micro Edition. And number 4 is Java FX. All of them are explained here in brief. Number 1, Java Standard Edition. It is a Java programming platform. It includes Java programming APIs such as java.lang, java.io, java.net, java.util, java.sql, java.math, etc. It includes core topics like OOPS, string, regex, exceptions, inner classes, multi-threading, input-output stream, networking, abstract window toolkit, swing, reflection, collection, etc. Number 2, Java Enterprise Edition. Java EE is an enterprise platform. It is an enterprise platform which is mainly used to develop web and enterprise applications. It is built on the top of the Java SE platform. It includes topics like Servlet, JSP, web services, EJB, JPA, etc. Java Micro Edition is number 3. Java ME is a micro platform which is mainly used to develop mobile applications. And number 4 is Java FX. Java FX is used to develop rich internet applications. It uses a lightweight user interface API. Basic OOPS concept of Java. In this topic, we will learn about the basics of OOPS. Object oriented programming is a paradigm that provides many concepts such as class, object, inheritance, data binding, polymorphism, abstraction, etc. Object oriented design concepts. There are mainly 5 design concepts of OOPS. Number 1 is coupling, number 2 is cohesion, number 3 is association, number 4 is aggregation, and last 5 is composition. They all are explained here in brief. So what is object? Any entity that has state and behavior is known as an object. For example, a chair, pen, table, keyboard, bike, etc. Object can be physical or logical. An object can be defined also as an instance of a class. An object contains an address and takes up some space in the memory. Objects can communicate without knowing the details of each other's data or code. The only necessary thing is the type of message accepted and the type of response returned by the objects. Example of object. A dog is an object because it has states like color, name, breed, etc., as well as behaviors like wagging in the tail, barking, eating, etc. Now, what do you mean by class? Collection of objects is called as class. It is a logical entity. A class can also be defined as a blueprint from which you can create an individual object. Class doesn't consume any space. Inheritance. When one object acquires all the properties and behaviors of a parent object, it is known as inheritance. It provides code reusability. This is the main advantage of inheritance. It is used to achieve runtime polymorphism. There are mainly two subparts used in inheritance. One is parent class and the second one is child class. Parent class is also called as base class and child class is also called as derived class. Types of inheritance are single inheritance, multiple inheritance, multi-level inheritance, hybrid inheritance. Now, polymorphism. If one task is performed in different ways, it is known as polymorphism. For example, to convince the customer differently to draw something, for example, shape, triangle, rectangle, etc. In Java, we use method overloading and method overriding to achieve polymorphism. Another example can be to speak something. For example, a cat speaks meow, dog barks woof, etc. Abstraction. Hiding internal details and showing functionality is known as abstraction. For example, phone call. We don't know the internal process. In Java, we use abstract class and interface to achieve abstraction. Now, what is encapsulation and its example? Binding or wrapping code and data together into a single unit are known as encapsulation. For example, a capsule, it is wrapped with different medicines. A Java class is the example of encapsulation. Java Bean is the fully encapsulated class because all the data members are private here. Now, designing concepts of OOPS used in Java. Number 1 is coupling. Coupling refers to the knowledge or information or dependency of another class. It arises when classes are aware of each other. If a class has the details information of another class, there is strong coupling. In Java, we use private, protected, public, and default modifiers to display the visibility level of a class, method, and fields. You can use interfaces for the weaker coupling because there is no concrete implementation. Cohesion. Cohesion refers to the level of component which perform a single well-defined task. A single well-defined task is done by a highly cohesive method. The weakly cohesive method will split the task into separate parts. So, for this, we can easily say that there are two types of cohesion: highly cohesive method and weakly cohesive method. Example of highly cohesive method is the java.io package, and example of weakly cohesive method is java.util package. Association. Association represents the relationship between the objects. Here, one object can be associated with one object or many objects. There can be four types of association between the objects. Number one is one to one, number two is one to many, number three is many to one, and number four last is many to many. Let's understand with the example. For number one to one. One country can have only one prime minister. Number two, one to many. A prime minister can have many ministers. Number three, many to one. Many prime ministers, many MPs can have one prime minister. And number four, many to many. Many ministers can have many departments. Association can be unidirectional or bidirectional. Now, aggregation. Aggregation is a way to achieve association. Aggregation represents the relationship where one object contains other objects as a part of its state. It represents the weak relationship between objects. It is also termed as a has a relationship in Java. Like inheritance represents the is a relationship. It is another way to reuse objects. Now, composition. The composition is also a way to achieve association. The composition represents the relationship where one object contains other objects as a part of its state. There is a strong relationship between the containing object and the dependent object. It is the state where containing objects do not have an independent existence. If you delete the parent object, all the child objects will be deleted automatically. Now, advantages of OOPS over procedure oriented programming language. There are some advantages over POP are mentioned here. Number one is OOPS makes development and maintenance easier, whereas procedure oriented programming language, it is not easy to manage if code grows as project size increases. Number two is OOPS provide data hiding, whereas in a procedure oriented programming language, global data can be accessed from anywhere. OOPS provide the ability to simulate real world event much more effectively. We can provide the solution of real world problem if we are using the object oriented programming language. Constructors in Java. In Java, a constructor is a block of codes similar to the method. It is called when an instance of the class is created. At the time of calling constructor, memory for the object is allocated in the memory. It is a special type of method which is used to initialize the object. Every time an object is created using the new keyword, at least one constructor is called. Rules for creating Java constructor. There are mainly three rules defined for the constructor which is used in Java. Number one is constructor name must be the same as its class name. Number two is constructor must have no explicit return type. And number three is a Java constructor cannot be abstract, static, final, and synchronized. Types of Java constructor. There are two types of Java constructors as mentioned below. Number one is default constructor or no argument constructor. Number two is parameterized constructor. Both of them are explained here in brief. Number one, Java default constructor. A constructor is called a default constructor when it doesn't have any parameters. Syntax of default constructor. You can see that only class name, then blank parenthesis is over there with the help of body part. There is no parameter used in parenthesis. It means it is default constructor. Example of default constructor is, in this example we are creating no argument constructor in the bike class. Example, here we are going to create and called default constructor. First of all it is class, then class name is bike1, then creating a default constructor with the help of bike1 class name with blank parenthesis. This means there is no parameter over there. With the help of system.out.println we can print bike is created. Then main method is called with the help of public static void main. Now we are going to call a default constructor with the help of class name, then b is object, then new is a keyword, and bike1 is also a class. So we can see that output is created, bike is created. Now number two, parameterized constructor. A constructor which has a specific number of parameters is called parameterized constructor. In parameterized constructor there is arguments used in constructor. The parameterized constructor is used to provide different values to distinct objects. However, you can provide the same values also. Now, method overview used in Java. A method is used to expose the behavior of an object. A method must have a return type. A method is invoked explicitly. The method is not provided by the compiler in any case. The method name may or may not be same as the class name. So students, here we conclude today's lecture. So just summarize what we are studied in today's lectures are basics of Java, basic concepts used in Java of OOPS, constructors used in OOPS, and overview of Java method. I hope you liked this lecture and many more will come